friends. How are you? I'm here with the twins, Nina and Hanna, because I'm going to get them ready for daycare. They're getting new uniforms. I'm going to make new uniforms for them. And they're super excited because there weren't really uniforms at daycare, right? It was just the little shirt. Well, there were, but she wanted a more cheerful uniform for them. So I'm going to show you how to make a cute little pinafore, a little overall dress, you know, a little skirt like a pinafore to go with their daycare uniform shirt. So if you're already enjoying this video, go ahead and hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything, right girls? They just had their bath and I'm going to make this little skirt really quickly so I can come back and get them changed. So let's get started. Oh, and if you're a kid, you need to ask an adult for help because we'll be using some dangerous objects in this video. So go ahead and call your dad, mom, grandma, or aunt to help you out. And let's get into the video. To make this little overall skirt, we're going to need a rectangle of fabric. Mine is 61 centimeters wide by 11 centimeters high. I've already made a little overall skirt using this same pattern with these same measurements. I thought the 11 centimeters was a little bit short. You can make it 12 or 13 if your doll is about the same size as Nina and Hanna. It turned out cute, but I thought it could be a little bit longer. So mine is 61 by 11, but here in the instructions I'll leave it a little bigger so you can make the skirt a bit longer. A rectangle of 30 by 4 and 2 rectangles of 20 by 4. That's all the material we'll need to make this overall skirt. I'm going to start by serging this side, then the other side, and all along the hem of this larger rectangle, which will be the skirt. I'll serge 3 of the sides, just leaving the top part without it. Now I'll come to the bottom part and make a hem. The hem can be whatever size you want, and that will also determine the length of your skirt. I've already serged the sides, the hem, and made the hemline. Now, what are we going to do? Let's fold our fabric in half. Now, you need to pay close attention so that the folds, the little pleats of your skirt, line up just right. Look, let's mark the exact middle. I'm going to grab this pen here. This is one of those pens that you can erase later with an iron. I'm going to mark the middle here. Look, I'm going to open it up like this, and the middle is marked right here. I moved the camera a bit closer so you can see better. I'm going to take my ruler and place it right here at the 3. The 3 is exactly on top of that line where I marked the middle. It's in the same direction. Now I'm going to come here and mark another line at 1.5, and here at 0, which is 1.5, 3. Now another 1.5 over here, 4.5, 6. So these are the 5 markings I'm going to make in the middle of my fabric. The center of everything is 3, so it's 3 to one side and 3 to the other, with 1.5 between each one. Now, I'm going to come here to my last little line, put my 0 right at the start, and mark 3.5. Pay close attention at this point, 3.5. Then, I'm going to move my ruler again and mark everything once more. 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6. Up to 6 from 1.5 centimeters. From 0 to 6. I'll go to the other side, do the same thing, mark 3.5 right here, and go to 6 again. Look, 4.5. I'm doing it going back, right? 1.5, and here is 0. So again, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 here. Look, 6 centimeters divided into 1.5, 4 times 3.5, plus 6 again, 3.5, plus 6 again. Now, I'm going to come here to the last little line I made. I'll mark 6.5. Now it's 6.5, not 3.5 anymore. I'm going to reset it here and do it all over again. 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6. All set. Now, I'm going to come here to the other side. I'm going to get my last one, 6.5 that I want away, right? Then, I'll mark everything again at 6. 4.5, 3, 1.5, and 0. These markings don't really follow a logic, but it's just so everything is divided nice and evenly and the pleats all turn out exactly the same. Now that we've got everything, all the marks done, let's make the folds. How are we going to do it? Let's start from here. The last line I marked, I'm going to fold it like this, just like this. This second one here will stay on the inside and I'm going to line it up with the one in the middle. There are 5 lines, right? The first line is going to meet the one in the middle, the third one. I'm going to put in a pin. My first pleat is already done. Now I'll take the last one from this sequence. Fold it outward, this one inward, and I'm going to line it up right here with this one. And I'm going to pin it so everything stays nice and firm, see? My first pleat is done. Let's move on to the next one. There are 5 lines. The middle one is the one that meets the others. The first one here I fold outward. The second one inward and line it up with the middle one. Once that's done, I'll put in a pin. I take the last one here in this sequence, line it up at the top so it's nice and straight, fold it inward here at this one, and line it up with the middle one. Once it's lined up, I'll add another pin. I'm going to do this at all the marks I made. After you've made all the little pleats, it'll look like this. Look, 2 smaller ones here, 2 bigger ones, and here is the back part. If you want, you can now take it to the sewing machine and sew a line really close to the top here, just to hold all these pleats in place so you can remove the pins, and that way it'll be easier for you to work with your piece. Now we're going to take our 2 smaller strips, which are the 20 by 4 strips. We're going to fold them like this. I'll sew along the top here and all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to trim the corners and turn my piece right side out. After I turn it right side out, I'll sew all the way around just to finish the edges. I'll do this on both pieces. I sewed the line to hold the pleats in place and I've already made my straps. Look, I sewed it, turned it right side out, and stitched around the edge just to finish it off. Now I'm going to choose the side that matches best. Some sides are colorful. This one is colorful with yellow, and this one is muted, green and pink. To keep it from looking mismatched, I'm going to pick 2 sides. If your fabric is like this too, you should pay attention to this part. Now the side I want, which will be the front side, I'm going to place facing the front of my skirt. I'll go to my last pleat here and line it up right in the middle of the pleat. Look. The middle of the pleat is here, so I'll come right to the center and position my strip. Exactly in the middle, the center of my strip is at the center of the pleat, and I'll pin it in place. Just like this. Now I'll take the other one here at my first pleat, right? Because this is the first one and that one is the last. I'll position it the same way, right in the center, and pin it. It looks like this. Now I'll take my strip, which is the waistband, my strip that's 30 by 4, and I'll fold it in half, like this. I'll take this end here, line it up right here, and pin it in place. This strip needs to be the same length as your skirt, see? It's the same length, It fits perfectly. I'll fold the other end here and pin it at the end. I've already distributed everything evenly. What matters is the waistband, okay? This little piece here. If by any chance your strip ended up shorter than the skirt, you can undo a pleat and make it a little longer so it fits just right, no problem. Now I'm going to come here, look, and fold it. If you want, you can press it with the iron so it folds and stays neat right away. Then just keep pinning it. Look, I'm going to come here to the middle. Let me check if it's lined up right. See? I'll go ahead and put a pin right here in the middle. I'm going to stretch it out a bit just to adjust, and then I'll keep pinning everything. After you've pinned the whole waistband to your skirt, take it to the machine and sew right along the edge, leaving about 5 millimeters, and I'll also run it through the overlock to finish it off. I sewed my little skirt, the waistband onto the skirt, right? I ran it through the overlock to finish the edges. Now just lift everything up like this, and do the same with this strap. You'll lift it up together. Just like this. With this little flap here, it will stay up and you'll lift the waistband over this flap. Then, we're going to sew a little seam right here, close to the bottom, to attach this waistband to that flap. With that, you'll also secure this strap all the way to the end. And then we'll go to the top part and sew a seam there too, to finish it off just like we did with the strap. I sewed the waistband both on the bottom and the top, and secured the little straps. Now just fold it in half here, lining up the edges. I'm going to sew, leaving about a 1 centimeter seam allowance, but only up to the middle of the skirt, just to here, not all the way to the top. When I get to the middle, I'll backstitch and stop. I closed up the bottom part of my skirt up to the middle, just like I told you, so it ended up like this. Now, on this left side, I'm going to take my Velcro, the softer side, and place it here like this. It doesn't need to be very long, and I'll sew the Velcro on. On this right side, I'm going to fold over the part 1 sewed, which is about 1 centimeter, right? That's the seam allowance I left. I'll fold it, put the thicker side of my Velcro inside here, and sew it on. So when everything is sewn, one side will overlap the other, closing up and giving the skirt a nice, neat finish, just like this. Nice and tidy. I sewed on the Velcro. Look how neat it turned out. It closes perfectly, see? Now, to finish our little skirt, look how nice it looks. We're going to take the strap and line it up with the front pleat. See, each one on a pleat. If you want to cross them in the back, you can do that with one of those snap buttons. My machine's applicator never holds buttons. They fall off, so I prefer this method. Alternatively, use Velcro, make the strap longer, cross it in back, and stick it with Velcro in front. I'm not doing that. I'm going straight with the button. If you also have trouble making these pleats, you can just gather all your fabric, make it all ruffled, and attach the waistband. That won't look bad either. And that way it's easier for you, in case you have trouble making the little pleats. Place your little strap right here, lined up with the pleat and the waistband. See, using the end of the waistband as your limit, take a small button and attach it on top. Sew it right on top. Do the same thing on the other side. See, come right here, right on the line of the little pleat, put the button on, and fasten it. So, friends, making this little skirt was really quick, wasn't it? And it was really easy too, uses very little material, and is super simple to make. Let's get them changed now before they're late for daycare. So I'll start by getting Nina ready, then Hannah. Come on, Nina, let's change our clothes. Let mommy take off your little robe here. So I won't even need to change their diapers because they just got out of the bath and I already put a clean diaper on them, right? Daughter, look, his diaper is clean and smells nice. Oh, don't cry. Look, this is their uniform shirt. I've already taught you how to make it, and I've even made this logo available for you to print on transfer paper and put on the little shirt. There's also a pattern for the shirt for you. So if you want to make uniforms for your baby alives too, in their size like this, because there's already one for Lorena's size, and I made one for Hanna and Nina. So if you want, just come over to our DIY playlist where there's a step-by-step guide. There are a lot of cool videos here, so if you want to make all sorts of things for your baby alive, just follow our playlist. Go check out our DIY playlist and you'll see how many awesome things there are. So let me put the little shirt on here. Let's close it up in the back, right, sweetie? Your mom will close up the little shirt here. There we go. Look how cute it looks. It fits her snugly, fits just right. Now let's put on the little skirt, which is the skirt I showed you how to make. It was really quick. And like I mentioned, if you have trouble making the pleats, just gather the fabric, no problem. You're not going to skip making a little uniform skirt for your doll just because of that, right? A gathered skirt will also look really cute. Look, let's put it on. As I said, I thought it turned out a little short, but if you want it longer, just make your skirt, your fabric, a bit bigger. Look, let's go ahead and put the straps on here. See, you don't need to leave it loose to button it up, because the strap fits perfectly at the right height, and all we have to do is close it in the back with the Velcro. Let me find the little end that's sticking to them here. See, the waistband also fits perfectly at their waist. It sits just right. Look at the back here. Then you just pull it down a little to adjust the strap. See, and also so the school logo shows up here, right? Look, see how cute it turned out. So adorable, right? Look at this, friends. What a little cutie. Lie down here, sweetie, so mommy can put your little sandals on now. She's wearing sandals today. I picked out a pair of green sandals that also match her overalls, see, with her little skirt. Right? Let me put them on her. Oops, let me see. Ah, that went in. Look how adorable that is. Now the other little foot. Let me see. Oops, tuck your toe in. Look how cute. She looks so sweet. Look at that. What a little cutie. Oh, you look so adorable. Sweetie, now come here. Mommy has to change Hanna. Come on. All right, Hanna, lie down here. Now it's your turn, honey. Let's take off your little robe. Right, sweetie? Let's take it off. Nina, wait a second. Honey, don't cry. Look, let's take this off. She's already got a clean diaper too, since I already changed her, right, sweetie? So her little shirt is the same. Look, just like like Nina's, right? I made them the same for both since they go to the same daycare, right? So the uniform has to be the same. Let's put your other little arm in here. Like this. Look, the little clothes are tailor-made for them, so they fit perfectly. If you follow our patterns here on the channel, you'll make the clothes just right, the perfect size for your dolls. Look at that. How cute. Now I'm going to put her little skirt on too. See, it's the same. Let's open up the Velcro and put it on. Just put it on like this. Let me see. Here's your little arm, sweetie. Where is it? Let me put the strap on you, like this. The other little arm. And just close it up in the back. Let me see here. Where is it? Just close it. Don't cry. Don't cry. There, there. All done. Don't you want to lie on your tummy? Look how cute she turned out, guys. She looks so cute, right? Look how beautiful. Adorable, isn't she? All done, sweetie. Look how gorgeous she looks with this little skirt. Now let's put on the little sandals. Let me just close this up real quick. Look, how is our pimp? They're just like Nina's, except Nina's are green and these are pink. A kind of bubblegum pink, right? But it also matches her little skirt. Let me put it on here. Oh, it popped open again. Alright, let's do this. Let's button it up on her little foot. Let me see here. Gotta fasten it, otherwise soon she'll be without sandals. Lose them on the street. There, now it's good. Look at this little cutie. She's so adorable, isn't she? Look at this, friends. This little skirt looks so cute on them. Come on, sweetie. Both are ready, dressed for daycare, in new uniforms. I spent time making these outfits. Now I'm running late. I have to hurry. I put out this little suitcase here to take for them. Check it out. It's a big lilac suitcase. Big suitcase. Really big. It has a cap with a handle so I can carry and their things fit in. I'm packing one suitcase for them because too many bags. Let's put together. I grabbed a little towel for Nina. This one here with a bunny on it. Look here, you just fold it like this, see? Put the bunny right here. Look how cute. So let me put it in here. Hannah's little towel has a duck on it. It's the cutest thing, right? Look at this. So let me fold it up like this too, with the duck facing this way. Just put it here in the corner. I grabbed 4 diapers, 2 for each of them, right? I'll just leave them here, nice and tidy in the corner. Wet wipes, they're here too to take along. Let me put it on top here. I hope everything I need to take fits, right? Because there's a ton of stuff to bring. I grabbed their bottles, both bottles. That way the teacher can prepare their little porridge, the milk, and put it here in the bottle. I also grabbed the little cups, one for each of them, because when it's juice time or for taking vitamins, whatever they're going to drink, each one needs to have their own cup to use. They can't use each other's cups. Then for bath time, I got shampoo. I'll leave the little shampoo here. I've got toothpaste for when it's time to brush their little teeth. 2 toothbrushes, one for Nina and one for Hanna. Look, you can tell which is which because, see, this one has a blue handle and this one has an orange handle, so it's easy to tell them apart and not mix them up. Let me put them here like this. Sunscreen, I can't forget to send it. Diaper rash cream, I always send it too for when it's time to change their diapers. Soap, I packed this little baby soap. It's tiny. A little hairbrush. Look how cute. It's a ladybug. Adorable, right? Let me put it here. Pacifier. Oops, it's falling. 1 pacifier for Nina and 1 for Hanna for nap time. And an extra little dress, just in case, right? You never know, so it's better to be safe than sorry. 1 for Nina and 1 for Hanna. Put it on top here. Now let's see if this suitcase will close with all these things. Let me see. I think the suitcase does close through. It's quite big. Just fit it in. All set. It's closed. Everything. Oh, did you see? Everything ready. Now yes, girls, we can go now. Well, little friends, the suitcase is already packed. Nina is ready, Hanna is ready, and they look beautiful in these uniforms. Let's stand up, sweetie. Show how cute this little skirt looks. Even though it's a bit short, it turned out adorable, right? So I really hope you enjoyed this step-by-step for the uniform skirt, which turned out super cute, right girls? So if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like down below, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Do you want any specific kind of outfit, maybe for a different type of doll? So leave a comment there and I'll bring it for you. A big kiss and see you in the next video. Bye. Are you waving goodbye, sweetie? Yeah? Bye, friends. Say bye to your friends.